It's episode 38 of Breaking Into, and it's the Lots of Los Angeles edition. Next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking Into.
Oh, you guys know this song. MJ, may he rest in peace. I think it's been 5 years at this point. It's longer, 7 years. How long has it been? It's been a while. 7 years?
08? Oh, 09.
9?
09.
I still can't get over that. Welcome to this edition of Breaking Into. I am your host, James Lott Jr., of course, and I'm so glad to be back. I have a great guest today that I'm going to introduce you to. You know my motto is paying it forward, share knowledge, and lift each other up, and this guy does this. So I'm glad to have him on my show. This man puts me to shame. You guys out there know I work. You know I work, and I'm diversified, and I work in everything and all things. This guy is a writer, director, producer, editor. He's done TV films, short films, long films, commercials, visual effects, internet wedding videos. I found some online. I was like, oh, he does too. He works. He's out here in LA and he is working it out. He's done some sports stuff when he was in San Antonio. I mean, this guy's incredible. And he's one of my relatives. We get to talk to him today. Andretti Dante.
How's it going, man?
Hi, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm truly thankful for you having me on here.
Thank you.
And also the Michael Jackson, that's for my mom. I know she'll appreciate that.
Michael was a hard worker too, so that goes to our theme.
Yeah,
he was a hard worker. He was an all-around entertainer who really cared about the craft of his pop music and making it good.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't put albums out every year. Like he worked, he made sure they were good, and then he put them out. And this was a good album that he did. So it's good. So you guys, you've done so much.
Yeah.
That we're going to just we can't be here for 5 hours. And I wish we could, but we just can't do that. So they won't let me, they'll kick me out at some point. But we're going to touch on some of the stuff that you've done, of course. Now, first of all, I mentioned the Lots in Los Angeles thing because I was looking for other lots in the world anyway. And we have a connection.
Yeah.
We have some people that we know in common, first of all, and we'll talk about that in a second too.
Yes.
But you don't use it as your last name, but it is your last name. But you dropped it for your last name. I use it for mine. But I have relatives who don't use it for last name either. But in fact, we come from the same last name and possibly the same family lineage.
Yeah.
Same much town.
Yeah, in Texas, like I say, my lot side of the family is from Kerrville, Texas, down the south, and a little small town. And the whole reason why I ended up not using the lot last name though is because when I first got to LA. And I would be submitting for projects and stuff. I was going by Andretti Lott, which Andretti is my nickname.
Oh.
I was going by Andretti Lott, but say if I sent out 30 resumes to people, I only get 2 or 3 people to contact me back. But then I ended up dropping. I sent out Andretti Dante. I was like, let me try a different name, and I went with Andretti Dante, which was my first and middle name.
Yeah.
And I ended up starting getting saved. I sent out 30. I was getting 10 people message me back. But what made me really stick with it is I went to one meeting. I got hired to be a director of photography and stuff. Yeah. And I got hired for this one job. And I went to the meeting, and when I walk in, they was looking at me who's this big black dude walking in here? And I was like, I'm here for the meeting, the director of photographer. I'm hired for the job for this film. And they was like,
no, you're not.
Yeah, so then after I ended up doing the project and stuff, and the guy loved my work and stuff, and he ended up pulling me to the side and saying, he was like, Andretti, I can't lie to you. He was like, when you first sent me your resume and all that stuff, he was like, when I saw the name, I thought some Jersey Shore Italian dude was going to come in here. Yes. He was like, nothing against your work and what you do. He was like, but I really thought it was going to be a white guy that walked in here. So then ever since I started using my real first name and my middle name, the gigs has been it started going through the roof for me. And I was like, okay, they can't really put, I was like, I knew where to go with.
Yeah.
With the,
sorry, Lots, but I'll make some money.
Yeah.
It's not a stable business. Yeah. It's funny that you say that because I've had guests on my show. We talk about names.
Yeah.
I've had director Nzinga Stewart in here.
Yeah.
And she did some movies on some regular non-black cable stations.
Yeah.
And she had problems with her name.
Yeah.
And it's Nzinga, to me, I'm a person that you can direct. But hearing that ethnic kind of name.
Yeah.
No, with Lott, I get people think I'm white all the time.
Yeah. That's the big thing. I really didn't realize how much it was of on the East Coast and stuff, it was more considered a white name until I went to school in Florida.
Yeah.
And all the lots out there was all white. Mm-hmm. And they'll be looking at me where does the black lots coming from?
Exactly,
And it's where I'm from, that's all with the Latour is black and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And two, the big thing where I switched it up too is because when I first got here, I was mainly just doing like hip hop music videos. Like my first film was Streetz Keep Callin Me, and like people was kind of typecasting me as like just a urban hood director. And like people that really know me know like my big background is like I'm obsessed with like 80s like film stuff, and that's the reason why I ended up kind of like being like I got to start doing some different stuff to show that I'm just not an urban director. I can direct anything. I can touch all bases and everything. And like many years later now, you can look at my resume and see. It's all diverse.
It's very diverse. No, it's very diverse, and that's a good point because a lot of times with our name, our skin color, they want, and this is Black Hollywood Live, so we can talk about it freely. That a lot of times you are pigeonholed. They look at you and go, okay, and it's kind of weird to me. It's like they think you can only do black stuff. Or that your interest is in black stuff. I love horror films, and I can talk about horror films. The insides and outsides of them to death. To me, that has no color. I grew up watching them. We all did, and you like them. That's not the only thing I can do. So I think it's really interesting you say that, where they see your name or see what you did in the beginning and go, well, that's all they can do. You know, you did it well, so that's great. But you're like, I have other interests, other stuff, and give us a chance and to do that. And we're gonna talk about some of your work because you have diversified since then. One of the things that we have in common is Jalen Jones.
Oh, yeah, Jalen. Yeah, little Jalen.
I was his first ever TV interview. I didn't know that till little 50, he's probably 16 now. I love Manzi and all the Joneses. I love them.
Yeah, Manzi's I just talked to Manzi actually last week. We're getting ready to do the DeAndre Bonds documentary to wrap it up. We've been shooting it for like 2.5 years now. And kind of just show all the stuff he's been going through. And like, it's going to be kind of just a touch in the basis of like, you know, him going to jail and like, his drinking problems and just his battles in Hollywood and stuff like that, and trying to get back to that top.
Wow. Manzi's a great guy, great father.
Manzi's the man.
Yeah, great father. Hi, Manzi. You know I love you guys.
Manzi's
I'm Uncle James. So you know I love you guys. And you've got Super Andretti by Leonardo. I can't pronounce your last name.
That's Leo. That's my boy. That's he in Italy. That's my boy.
He's in Italy. That's his Italian last name. And Andretti done it all. Someone says. Yes, he done it all. But yeah, so Jalen was something he had DVD for, and what'd you do on the DVD exactly?
I did all the visual effects for it.
Digital DVD. So we know. Okay, Back Hollywood Live, folks. We have our sister network, AfterBuzz TV. Many of you know I did 2 shows over there called the Impastor TV After Show and Lachey's Bar After Show with my 2 drunk girls. That's their name as they go by. Lauren Leonelli and Jennifer Golden, and you know them too. They're like, we know him. I'm like, I'm like, okay.
Jennifer Golden and what's their they the homies. I met them through Manzi, working on the Art of Life show. One episode we went out and stuff, and Jennifer was there, and I just kind of was like, you know, just doing the film stuff so much and being around people, and like when she was just her whole charisma and everything, I could just tell like the way when we'll be doing the interviews, the way she would just kind of like automatically take something that the person would say and just automatically come with a question, and like you could tell like she had that experience. So then when I kind of asked Manzi, was like, hey, where is she from? Where'd you find her and stuff like that? He was like, oh, she does stuff for all different types of interview stuff. I was like, I could tell, and like she just had that thing about her that it was like, you know, that's why we love seeing her just keep going further and further with it. I'm like, oh, whenever she posts like, oh, I just got the new hosting job for this, I'm like, yeah, they know what they're doing. I was like, whoever casted her, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, she's a good. They're both are good ones. And Jennifer is funny because she was the lead of our show, and she has also a comedy background and stuff. And so she really, we played off each other very well. And so I love my girls, and so we have that in common too. This is again small world that we're all in, and this business is small, isn't it?
This business is super small. Like, I mean, like, that was one thing that I will say I tell a lot of people is, like, don't burn bridges with certain people. It's some people you kind of just know, like, you really don't burn a bridge with them. It's kind of just you just don't work well together. But the one thing I always tell people is, like, don't burn bridges. Like, sometimes just, you know, shake the hands clean and walk. Like, you know, it's like, you know, because some people you may not just be creatively matched to work together, and it's just like one big thing with me too is like if you really go through and look at a lot of my stuff, like my own personal stuff, I usually work with a lot of the same people over and over. I kind of like the Adam Sandler thing where he kind of works with the same people over and over, because too in this industry we all are artists and creatives, so we all got crazy personalities and stuff like that. So it's always cool when you find those ones that you mesh with, and it's like that takes down the stress of putting together a project. Like, people don't understand the like
Oh yeah.
the trouble it is to put together a project. So it's like the less headaches you can have, the better. And then too, especially when you got people you're used to working with, you already know what they're gonna bring to the table, and it makes it much easier to just like go in and say, okay, I got this person, I know is gonna do this, I know this person can do that, and bam. When you start bringing in new people, it's gonna be like, you don't know too much, and like it's always cool to find those good ones that you connect with and keep that bond with. And that's one of the big things I take a lot of pride in too, is like having recurring clients with stuff, and having people that love to work with me, people that constantly hit me up like, hey Andretti, let's work on this, let's work on that. Like I love having people that like over 8-9 years now, they'll still be Andretti. It'd be people I ain't talked to in like a year or two that just randomly, Andretti, I got this project I'm working on. Hey,
that's good.
Can you work on it? I'll be like, I take that as pride. And like some people I know, they be like, you have recurring clients? And I'm like, yeah, like, but then when I do something with them, I'll see why they don't, because it's like, you're kind of a headache to work with, man. It's like one thing my grandma would always say, all money ain't good money.
My brother said the same thing. I say it all the time on the show. My brother said the same thing.
And there's some people that I'll be like, the money ain't worth it with you. Like, my sanity is better than the money.
That is, you're bringing up a point that a lot of people may not know who are not in the business. This business is all about working with people you like. And a lot of times it's not color. A lot of times it's not age or gender. It's just that you find people that you like that you're going to spend 16, 17 hours a day with. Like you said, you want somebody who's going to be easy to work with and will produce what you need. Exactly. Because you're on budgets, you got time crunches, you got lighting, you're going to lose the light over here, and like you literally have a lot of stuff that, like you said, are components that go into producing a project. Even a 3-minute project takes a lot.
It takes a lot. It's like, I think a lot of people don't realize like what it takes to make something happen. Like, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's even now where like things are so low budget now, it's still a lot of work and time and money, and you dealing with different people's lives and all that type of stuff. It's a lot you got to take into it. Jeremy Martinson's in here and says, Pony says loyalties. Heck yeah. Loyalties. That's very
Pony. It's very true. Now, one of the things you did coming out of the box, because you're from San Antonio, from this one when you went to San Antonio, was Fox News San Antonio. So what'd you do there?
I was part of the floor crew. We did like all the sports stuff. Like we had like Max Sports, was like at the time, like that was one of the things I learned when I started working there was these different like major stations was Fox News. They had ended up getting the Spurs contract, so we were showing the Spurs games back home. So we would shoot like the Saturday morning. I forgot the name, it was like the Coyote Kids or something like that. We'll shoot all they little different Saturday morning little specials that just aired in San Antonio and South Texas. And like that was one of the big things. And then just did all the floor crew stuff, edited all the commercials, like different things like that with Fox News. Cool. But like, I love it there, and I still connected with a lot of people from there. Like we still talk on Facebook and text and stuff all the time. But it was one of those things that like, it's nothing against news. I got nothing against it, but I'm more of like, I wanted to be able to just create different stuff. And like with news, it's more of like
regimented. It's like you got certain,
it's slapstick. It's the same thing every day. It's just a different story added to it. And then one thing too that kind of was troubling for me was that like when you'll go do a news report and it's like a person you grew up with is the one that got killed. So that was making it like kind of hard sometimes when like you go and it's like you sitting there editing and you seeing people crying and all that stuff on camera, and it's like I know these people personally. It's like I just was with this dude last week and now I got to sit here and edit his mom crying.
Oh my God, that would be crazy.
Yeah, so then it was just that thing where I was like, this ain't really me, and I was like, I'm gonna want to do like film and like different stuff. This wasn't my thing to do. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I want to say San Antonio is a great river walk. I've done it several times. Beautiful. I enjoyed it. I spent a few times there. I thought it was great town. I loved it. So now, then we're gonna show the first clip is, well, I guess we'll show that one. Yes, the one we want to show. Yes, we're gonna show because you did music videos. And so I believe Fleazy Skywalker is in the chat room. We're going to show a piece of one of your videos. Oh, this is the lyric video.
Yes.
This is you edited this one?
Yeah, edited and shot it. Yeah. This is Ben Frank is actually like, he's like my brother. We've been knowing each other since the 6th grade. Like,
wow.
He's one of the main reasons why I ended up coming to LA.
Oh.
He done wrote stuff from everybody from Bobby Brown, Priscilla Mignon. He was signed with Rodney Jerkins.
Wow.
Like, I remember him doing stuff with Katy Perry before she even like blew up. Like,
wow.
He been nominated for Grammys, like all types of stuff.
It's a great song.
Yeah, he's the one singing on it. He wrote it, all that type of stuff. He does a lot of stuff for major people. He's actually in Nashville now. He just signed with DreamWorks.
Wow.
And stuff. Yeah, he's doing like a lot of composing for this stuff. And then
great
also
shots.
too,
These are great shots.
yeah, then also too, Fleazy on here. I've been knowing him since college for like 17 years now. Wow. And like he's like my brother too. Like he's one of the ones, if y'all look up the Three-Headed Monster photo shoot we just did, he's the one with the hat on in those pictures. And
First of
stuff.
all, you're like me. You look young, so I can't believe those 17 years from college. You look young like I do. What's going on there? I know we age well, but that's crazy talk. But I just want to support it because you edit this video. It's just a great video.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It captures the song. It's a great video. What is one thing about editing that we should know about who don't edit?
You got to have a lot of patience and Like a lot of people always kind of like amazed at the fact that like I can edit. Be like, how do you do it? But I say have a lot of patience and just get lost in that world. When you editing, just try to like zone everything out and get lost in that world, so you can get caught in it, so you can really get the rhythm of like what's going on and what the person's trying to catch. And but see, I love editing though. I love like taking a clip of like, you can take a clip of something like, we can have us like, you know, shooting like this brick wall right here, but then cut to a scene in New York, and the way you place it together, it'll make a person think that they right here in LA doing it. I just love the like creativity of like making things mesh and like, it's just I just love it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
So you explain and find that you like doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
you actually like the editing process, because I'm sure I've edited a few smaller things myself.
Yeah.
It's you need a lot of patience.
Yeah.
You do. You need a lot of patience to
Yeah.
get in there and get lost, and you have to watch sometimes footage over and over again.
Yeah, that's
to
one
catch
thing too.
that
Like
one little thing.
that's one thing too. Like I kind of tell some people like that'll be in the room with me or be there with me when I'm doing it. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm used to it, like going back, boom, 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 and hearing the same thing over and over and over." And like, I know he can get annoying for somebody that's not used to hearing hearing it go back and forth. Like, it's a thing. Like I said, you got to have patience and just kind of. It's normal to me, but I done had other people that done been there and been like, "Oh man, I think I'm gonna leave out the room right now," because they get tired of hearing just this thing going over and over. They be like, "How can you do it? How can you keep looking at that same clip over and over and keep just doing that different stuff?" I'm like,
because you're in the zone. You're trying to find something. There's something you're trying to actually listen for or see that's your cue, right?
And then too, like with me, like editing now to me is super easy, because I started editing way back when I was 14 years old in high school, tape to tape. Back at my old high school at ECTV, like I would edit tape to tape. We had the 3 VCR setup. You said tape to tape, and you got to hit rewind, and you got to have like be just on point with hitting play to like, you know, get that right clip. So like to me, editing now is simple with these computers. It's like, oh, this is a breeze for me. That's why it's like.
He just said VCR, kids. He
Yeah.
said VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Tapes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that was the one like back then too, you know, with VHS tapes and stuff. If you want to tape and do it too much, that tape gonna tear.
Yes, I know.
And then you lose all your footage. It's like, oh man, like what's going on?
I love it. And also back then when camcorders had tapes also.
Yeah.
It was tapes. There was no little cards you put in and edit online. It was all tape.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it all. Let's show the next clip. And this is something that you did. We'll show this one. That's cool.
Yeah, this is a part of my obsession with Transformers.
I can tell.
Anybody know me know I'm obsessed with Transformers. And that's just like a little just a different take on showing like clips and stuff I've done, like all the films and stuff.
I love it.
I would just try to go outside the box of like your normal way of doing stuff.
I like that. That's why I want to show it. It's like something just you know, it's just quick and different. Like the music was really good.
Yeah.
And that's why I mean, like, can you watch your product after you're done with doing it? Can you watch it and be objective, or do you?
When I watch it, I kind of cringe at times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, and like that's just what like I praise when like say like you saying how you love it and stuff. Like I see things where I messed up at, but like you know your regular consumer don't see it,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I'm sitting there like, ooh, and like when, that's why I be so appreciative when like people would like message me or like stuff like that, like they'll message me on like Facebook or
Yeah.
Twitter, different stuff like that, and they'd be like, oh, I saw your stuff, I love it, and I'm like, okay, is this a joke? Is this a prank? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and like, I'm always just truly thankful, and I always just like realize that, like, you know, I see all the little stuff, like, you know, I'm pretty sure people with big multi-million-dollar movies, they watching to be like, oh man, that scene right there, you know, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they do that with those. Of course, they should do it
let
with
me ask you a
mine.
question. Can you watch anything and look at it as for what it is, and not like some musicians can't hear certain songs, like
Yeah.
that guitar's out of tune a little bit, or can you watch things? And
I have to turn off the film
Okay,
filter.
yes.
I have to turn it off. Like certain movies, like say for instance, like the last Transformers film.
Yes.
I was super excited to go see it.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, I can't wait to see it. I went in there and watched it. I messed up and watched it with the film filter on. So that was like one of the first movies I ever walked out of that I was like angry. Like,
Oh wow.
I felt like I wasted my money. Like I was mad. But then like months later, I ended up watching it on Blu-ray. And then like, and I just was talking to one of my friends, Eric, about this the other day. I watched it on Blu-ray and I had a whole much better appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Got turned off the filter and I was like, I'm just watching for what it is.
Yeah.
And like, I realized all the work it took to do it and like doing all those effects, somebody that do effects and stuff like that. I was like, this actually was a good movie. Like, yeah, it has its flaws, but
Yeah.
it actually was a lot better. But yeah, like the big thing is with certain movies, I just turn off the filter and I could just watch it and I would enjoy it a lot better.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm trying to get better at is when I go watch movies or watch shows and watch stuff, of turning it off and just watching it.
Yeah.
Just getting back to that old kid me before I got into the industry and like kind of could see all the
Yes,
flaws and
right.
see all the stuff. Like
I do it with other hosts sometimes. I'll watch a show and I'm like, oh my god, that host annoys me. I'm like, I'm sure I annoy people too. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I have to sometimes turn it off and go, just watch this for what it is.
Yeah.
And it could be like, and a lot of times you're like, it's fun. It's a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But since you do editing and directing photography and directing and
Yeah.
producing, you got to turn all that shit
Oh
off.
yeah, I gotta turn it off bad. Like it'll be certain like stuff I can watch, like say like how you sitting there with your hand like that, and say it may cut to like a shot where it's showing me, and you'll see your hand like that, then it cut back to you and your hand's back like that. The average I won't see it, and I see it, I'm like, man,
Yo,
like,
continuity, come on.
yeah,
It's
I'm like, oh, like it just be like little simple stuff, or like it could be like certain scenes where you could tell like the person wasn't actually right there in the room with them.
Yes.
And I'm like, I could just tell because the lighting's slightly off right there. Like, and you can just tell like the angle and the way they trying to cheat the shot. Then they'll get back to other shots and they'll show them together. But you can tell where they just edited in. They had to get that cleanup shot to fix that scene or whatever. And it's like, but I'm working on turning it off though when I watch stuff now.
We're gonna show a trailer. This thing actually, I kind of want to see the film of it. I mean, the trailer is really good because it's like very suspenseful. It's quick. Let's show this called One Knock Too Many.
Hey, Elijah, did you see this guy over here?
This one you actually can see on YouTube already. I dropped it last Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why won't you leave me alone?
It's so creepy. Like, oh my God. It's like, don't hurt the kids.
It was a little quick something I just wanted to do because I'm going this whole new route with working on doing like short films and stuff like that because of how YouTube and all that stuff is like a major thing now. Like, you know, years back I was born to
It's like, don't kill the kids. Yes.
that's one that I got a lot of messages. People was like, oh my God, like they was going crazy.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my. I was like, okay. Anyway, so you were saying.
That's one of the things like I'm going for this new route, like with the road trip and stuff like that, is going straight geared towards the internet. And like it's just crazy, like me and my one good friend Fleazy, we was talking about this a couple of days ago, and like my other boy Wiz, we was all talking about this, of how back in like 07, 08, I never forget when I shot Streetz Keep Callin Me, and I remember releasing it on MySpace, and I remember other filmmakers was like messaging me and stuff and was like, you put a feature film on MySpace? And I'm like, I don't want to go around trying to shop it off and do all this. I'm like, it really ain't worthy to be on a DVD or nothing. I want to get it out there for people to see. And then when it started taking off and I started getting all these articles on it, like people being on it, and this is like this funny now to like fast forward the tape to like now where
it's normal.
That's what everybody do now.
Yeah.
It's like and like that was one of the things like I kind of had problems with some people where I'll be trying to tell them like, hey man, gear stuff towards the internet, gear it towards the internet because you basically got your own cable station with YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube, Vimeo, all that stuff. You got your own cable station and you'll build your buzz up, you build all your stuff up, and then that'll make the big dogs come knocking on your door now instead of you having to go knock on it. But too, when I be talking to certain people with that, it makes me feel a little bit old now. I'll be like, I'm the old man in the game now.
Right.
Because I remember back in the day when you had to go knocking on the doors of the big dogs and like sitting there like, oh man, like hopefully they see it, hopefully they come to me. And now it's like, you got your own platform now.
I tell people all the time, it's a good time to be a filmmaker or a TV person or anything because as we're doing here at AfterBuzz TV and Black Hollywood Live Media, you could put stuff online for free.
Yeah. And
like to get an iPhone. You can make a movie. Tangerine was made on an iPhone and got all these Indie Spirit Awards. I mean, it's getting to the point where you are thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Back then, and I remember MySpace, and do you remember years later, you tried to do music on MySpace, that was the next thing too. So it's like you were ahead of the curve, just thinking that, and you were just thinking, I want to get it out. I want people to see this and get it out, and I'm tired of going door to door to the big people, trying to get them to see this.
Yeah, that was my thing. I was like, my thing with like projects I do and stuff, it's just about people seeing it. Like, I don't want to do something that's have it sitting in the can.
No, of course not.
Like, oh, I got to wait to make this $100 million off this. I'm gonna keep it. I'm like, no. I'm like, put it out there, and it would float on its own and do what it's going to do. And I'm more about just, having somebody just enjoy what I do. Like, and then I say, like, if they enjoy it or they hate it, I'm like, as long as they took time out of their life to just watch something I did, I'm appreciative of it.
I agree.
Like, I'm thankful.
Football Pictures, thank you for what it says. I love seeing two brothers who love film. So much passion coming through. Thank you.
Manzi.
Is that Manzi?
That's Manzi. That's Manzi.
Manzi Jones. I know that was you, my buddy. Christine Morrow says, hey, Andretti Dante, I attend Full Sail University. I finished the bachelor's program and now I'm doing the master's.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Christine.
Congratulations. Good luck to you. Positive vibes to your way.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's great. And well, okay, so let's talk about this for a second. This is, again, Black Hollywood Live, and I'm really curious because we are two black men talking about film, which you don't see that often, first of all, which is great. I mean, it should be more often than it happens. And right now, it's kind of in to be black. Right now, there's a lot of projects are being looked at because now African Americans are in. Thank you, Shonda Rhimes. Tyler Perry on some level. How has it been for you? You talked earlier about the name thing. Now you've been in the business a while. How's it been for you as a black man navigating this business as a producer and director and editor and all that?
Back in like 07, 08, I say like from 07 to like 2010, it was like I say, I would get kind of this already thrown in that thing of like, you just a black director. Or no, I could feel with my skin color, I could feel it. Like I feel like I was just a black guy doing film. All you can do is hip hop videos and urban stuff. That's all you can do. You can't do nothing else. And like it was times where like a person would meet me in person and they automatically be turned off. Like it'll be a Caucasian person or something. They would like say we'd be going back and forth through emails. And that was one thing too, why back in the day too, for a while there, I wouldn't have like my pictures or nothing on nothing. Yeah. I would have like Optimus Prime or like different stuff. So they couldn't put nothing on me. They just had to look at the work.
Yeah.
So they'll be emailed back and forth with me, texting and stuff, talking about how great all my stuff is. Then I go sit and meet with them. And they kind of were like, you can tell like when I'll come up and talk to them, they kind of be like, oh man, this is a black guy. He gonna be, they automatically associate you with gangs and all that other type of stuff, especially when they see like, the stuff that I was doing, which isn't me. Like if anybody knows me, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
And so, I just say once I did my horror short, the Urban Legends one, the kidney jacket with the girl in the tub and that type of stuff, and reason why I did it too is because I wanted to show like I can do everything. Like hey, I'm willing to try everything. I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but I guarantee I can get it done.
Yeah.
And when I did that and that took off, like I was surprised at how much it like all the major horror sites, everything was on it. So then that's when I came with Book of 1,000 Deaths, and that's what really kind of changed. It took me from just doing urban stuff to being able to do everything. Like they was like, okay, he can actually direct, Caucasian actors, Hispanic actors, all these different races. He actually can do it, that's why I cheer on people like F. Gary Gray, who's like,
yes,
start off doing the urban films, and now he's doing Fast and Furious 8, and like, he's showing like his diversity, and I love seeing African American Black filmmakers cross that genre. Like, it's like, just look at me for my work. Don't look at me for the color of my skin.
It's funny you just said that. I mentioned him. I just did an earlier show today for our sister network, AfterBuzz TV. I interviewed Griff First, who's a producer, director, and actor himself. He's white, but we were talking about that, and he did Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
Antoine Fuqua.
Yeah.
So he told me that. He goes, I said, tell me one thing about Antoine that you were surprised about. He goes, I didn't know he did the Gangster's Paradise video. Like, I used to love that song. We started laughing, and we started talking about how. He goes, yeah, that's back then when MTV showed videos.
Yeah.
There's like him, and I said him, F. Gary Gray, and all of them back then were doing these. Even as white directors like Spike Jonze, they all did videos. They were all doing videos at first.
Yeah.
And now they're doing feature films and getting Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
And big films. Antoine worked with Denzel. I mean, he's like in this big film.
Yeah.
I love seeing that I love seeing that transition.
Yeah. That's one of the things like I constantly just strive for, is just to constantly just keep growing as an artist and just keep getting better and better. And like that's one thing too. I tell a lot of people that first come out here, like say like I do a casting, and you'll get people that are coming. You can tell people that been here for a while.
Yes.
They'll come into the cast and they kind of just come right in, boom, 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 boom. You get those new people that here, they come in so bubbly and happy and like, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I kind of sit there. And what funny thing too is I used to work for this one casting lady, and she was like the most fun-loving, like happy-go-lucky person. But we go into the casting, she'd just be like a stone wall, just like. And as she told us, she said she does that to see if they can handle the pressure of somebody just being a rock to them. So like people would like kind of trip out when they'd be in a casting with me, and I'd do that. But I had like say like a new person come, they'd be so bubbly, like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Then I ask like, how long you been here? And they'd be like, oh, I've been here for a month. And I'm like, okay, talk to me in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, talk to me in 6 months, and let's see if you're on that same enthusiasm, same like, because people come here thinking that, and I'm not knocking nobody's dream. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you a realistic outlook on it. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You got to build it. You're going to get bumps and bruises. And like, I feel like everybody got to take that time where they're going to get bent over and take it real good. Like, this is how that business does you, but it's a matter of how you bounce back and keep fighting through it. And
that's true. That's so true, because people, this is unstable.
Yeah.
Schizophrenic, rough. I'm trying to use words that are cuss words. Business that we have chosen to be in.
Yeah,
we've chosen to be in it. It can be unforgiving.
Yes.
And if you're a person of color, just add that in there. And even though I will say this, Hollywood likes green. That's the color.
Yeah.
I mean, that's number one. The number one color in Hollywood is green.
Yeah.
So if they feel we could do something for them, they will use us to make money. But it is also hard for people of color, and that's all colors, people of color in this business, to actually make their way. Because I notice this for me a lot of times. There's always that one slot they give for us.
Yeah.
And then many of us will fight over each other to get to that one spot.
Yeah.
But you're like me. We're kind of like, why is only let's make 10 spots?
Yes, exactly. I'm like,
why are we stepping on each other?
Yeah. To
make it to that one spot that they're telling us right there.
Yeah. I'm like, build your own path. Like, hey, that wall's there. Let's knock it down. Let's keep going. Like, we don't have to go through that one little hole right there. No. Let's knock this whole wall down. Like, let's go together and knock it down.
Yes.
That's what I'm on. I'm like on that thing of like, I'm just on that thing of like just building that strong team, and you all on that same goal and that same point, and you would get to that mountaintop. Because I done seen it happen before, and I done been a part of it before. And it's just, two is just that thing too, when you get with certain people, when you get to that mountaintop, they tend to change. And this industry would do that to people, where they'll start being like, they kind of had their nose in the air to you, but they don't realize, like, hey, I was with you climbing that mountain. Like, I helped you get up there. I remember reaching down for you and help you pull up, and we getting there. Like, that's one of the things with this industry that, like I say, it's so much that goes into this industry.
My thing is, I just want to tell people that, it is hard for people of color, but just saying that it's much more than that, period.
Yes.
There's a bigger issue, and it's been an issue this year, of course, with the Oscars, so white and all that stuff. But I just feel like if more of us banded together and create a strong project, And then the people who are not of color can see that we can do horror films.
Yes.
And like, where's the black science fiction film? Like,
Yeah.
you know, things like I want to see that. I want to see that kind of stuff. I don't want to just see Zoe Saldana in a film.
Yeah.
I want to see like a cast of black folks of all hues and colors
Yeah.
in a futuristic story.
Yeah.
That everybody goes, that's a great story.
Yeah. Well, you just look at the movie for being a great movie.
Right.
Like, one I will say, even though it was geared towards like the more urban stuff
Yeah.
like that, was Fruitvale Salvation. That was like,
yeah.
that was one that like when I watched it, I sat there in amazement of
Yeah.
like how brilliant it was. And like Michael B. Jordan, like I will say is like, and I hate to typecast him on what we're just talking about, but like he is like my favorite African American actor.
That's good.
Like if I see his name is on the crowd, I'm like, I'm seeing that. I'll be there first night. I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Like I think he is brilliant and amazing. I think he can. Like I loved when they cast him for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
like
that.
to me, like a lot of people was like, oh, well, they got a black guy and stuff like that. I'm like, it's no color. It's just
Right.
a great actor doing a role. Like
But you know, though, people who are comic fans, they're a whole other breed too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole other breed also.
Yeah.
And that's a whole, and actually we have some black comic stuff coming up. I think, is it Luke Cage black or something? So there's
Yeah,
some
Luke
stuff,
Cage
there's
and
some
Black
stuff coming
Panther,
up. Yeah, they're
yeah.
starting to come up with
Yeah.
some stuff, but it's a whole other world too. I know
Yeah.
people, I do soap shows and the soaps that they're a whole other, everybody, you know, and it's a thing. I mean, we're trying to, I think what we're trying to do, people, is we're trying to get, and why it's showcased on this show,
Yeah.
just showing you black folks from different fields that they're out there, that you're out there, that there are black editors.
Yeah.
Somebody out there may not even know there was an editor who was black.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal because I think
Yeah.
people, if you see somebody that's like you
Yeah.
on TV or hear them on the radio or something, that does really change a life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of my things on the show. And for me, I didn't know there were black editors either. I mean, I feel
we
we
out
do it.
here.
We're out there. You're
We
doing
out
it.
there. Yeah.
You can do it. Holly Hansen says, "Hey, Andretti."
So let's say, what's up, Holly?
Yeah, they love Fruitvale Station the same way. Any movie he's in, I'm watching. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan started out on soaps. He was on All My Children, and he was Erica Kane's stepson.
Yeah.
So he was on there, and a lot of black folks watch soaps. That's the thing too. Young and the Restless, a lot of black folks watch Young and the Restless. But no, I kind of, this show is my thing, my homage to saying that we are diverse
Yeah.
in this industry, especially.
Yeah.
That we do produce, we do direct,
Yeah.
we do direct diverse projects. We
Yeah.
can do that. Like, drop the color
Yeah.
and look at me for my work.
Yeah, yeah. Like that was one of the things. Like when I was in college and stuff was like, you had people that like all they wanted to be was a director, or all they wanted to do was like special effects. Like they had the certain things they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, I wanted to learn every single aspect of film, from the PA to the audio guy to doing the editing. Like, to me, I want to learn every single piece of it, because I was like, how can I sit up there and be a director if I don't understand what it takes for this grip guy to get the cord over here and do these certain things, or for the lighting guy to get the look that I want? Yeah. And to me, I just always felt like I want to learn every single aspect of film, because I just love film so much, and I just want to learn how every little thing worked, because to me it was just I just love film, and I just want to learn it all, because I just want to be able to do every little aspect that you can with film, and be able to just touch on. That's why so many people be so amazed, like, that I direct the photography, edit, I could do it all. They be like, wow, how can you do all that? And then like when they see it, they like, it doesn't lose quality on any department you in. And I'm like,
because you're a lot. When we do something, we don't do it half-assed. Every lot I've met, we always do it. We go in. You guys, my fans know how I am. I go in. I don't do anything half-assed, and you don't either. That's the reason why you can do it.
Yeah.
That's my explanation. I'm smelling food right now. There's food outside. I can smell it. I don't know if you can smell it. I'm like, I'm hungry. Cheers. It's not fair. It's not. I love live television. Okay, so the last thing I like to ask, we could talk. You have to come back on again another time.
Yeah.
Just to come back. We'll continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Because he has like I can't even show you. It's like a half page of just like stuff he's done that I just can't even get into right now because it's just a lot of time. But I ask my interviewees the same two questions. I don't prep them in advance.
Yeah.
So I'm getting their reactions now as I ask them today. I have no idea what the questions are unless they watch the show at the end. I'm all about language.
all right.
So language is very important, and we talked about that a little bit in the show earlier.
Yeah.
What word do you think, as people or as African Americans or as men, whatever you choose, do you think we should take out of our vocabulary?
Oh, that's easy. Fleek. I hate that word. I hate that
Me too.
word. When I see people like, oh, on fleek, or this, I'm like,
I
ooh,
hate
I'll be
that
like,
word too. I hated that word so much. Now, what word do you think we should either say more of or bring back into our vocabulary?
say more of, I would say, thank you.
Oh, I like that.
Even though that's 2 words, but thank you.
That's fine.
Just being from the South and stuff like that, just having an appreciation for somebody, like the simplest things, like, you know, like I got a big thing of like open up the door for somebody, you know, just a simple thank you. That's what I think should be just, to me, I think that's what should get more of, is just like appreciation for another person.
Yeah. Nothing wrong saying thanks. When there isn't.
Thanks.
There's nothing wrong with saying it.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Andre, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And you
for having
definitely
me.
have to come back.
Yeah.
Tell people in that camera where they can find you and your cool cam production and all that kind of stuff on.
Well, you can find me on all social media platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at Andretti Dante. And then if you look up on Facebook, search Cool Cam Productions, you can find it on there. And if you look on YouTube, Vimeo would be under Andretti Dante, but on YouTube, look under Cool Cam Productions. And just one thing I want to say, my boy, it was the day before my birthday. One of my close friends back home, Brian Elliott Knight, we call him Boo Boo back home. He passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Today would be his 38th birthday. I just want to say happy birthday, Boo Boo. And
birthday.
I love you, Gammy. And
Happy
I'm
birthday.
good.
And
Yeah.
Tandalin Lott.
My
says,
mom.
That's your mom?
That's my mom.
Hi, Mom. Hey, Cousin Tandalin. Hey, girl. Thank you, awesome interviews. Thank you so much for watching us today, of course. I love seeing last name Lott in my feed. It makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And also you'll find his stuff on my Breaking Into page, which is on Facebook. So just go to Breaking Into, subscribe, like it. We're also on iTunes. We're also on YouTube under Black Hollywood Live, and then go Breaking Into, where all 38 of my episodes are on number 38. Or on there. And you can follow me at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms across the world and across the interwebs and across everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of each other and protect the village.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.